Hawaii. The name alone conjures images of pristine beaches, lush green mountains, and a paradise where life slows down. But what is it really like to live here, day in and day out? Beyond the stunning postcards and tourist brochures lies a complex reality of costs, careers, and community. In this video, we're taking a deep dive into the true cost of living and what it takes to build a life in the Aloha State. Let's start with the biggest factor for anyone considering a move: the cost of living. To put it simply, Hawaii is the most expensive state in the entire United States. Overall expenses are nearly double the national average, and this financial reality shapes every aspect of daily life. The single largest expense, without a doubt, is housing. Whether you're renting an apartment in Honolulu or dreaming of a home near the beach, the prices are staggering. The limited supply of land, a direct result of island geography, drives costs to incredible heights. In Honolulu, the average rent for an apartment hovers around $2,000 to $2,100 a month. If you're re-looking for a place in a more desirable neighborhood or on one of the outer islands, expect to pay significantly more. For those looking to buy, the median home price often exceeds $1.5 million, making homeownership a distant dream for many. Once you have a roof over your head, you have to keep the lights on and the water running. Ski utilities in Hawaii are another major expense, frequently costing over $500 per month. The state's reliance on imported fuel means electricity costs are among the highest in the nation. That air conditioner keeping you cool on a warm day comes at a steep price. Next up is your trip to the grocery store. Because most goods have to be shipped thousands of miles across the Pacific, groceries and household essentials cost far more than on the mainland. A gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, fresh producer all adds up. The average person can expect to spend around $450 to $460 per month just on groceries. The high cost of imports and the limited scale of local production mean your food budget will need to be flexible. Getting around the islands also comes with a premium. While Honolulu has some public transit, most residents rely on a car for their daily commute and errands. And just like everything else, gas prices are consistently higher than the mainland average. Overall, transportation costs are well above what you'd find in other states. What about healthcare? The good news is that healthcare costs are generally around the national average. However, access to specialized care can vary dramatically depending on which island you live on. The largest and most advanced medical centers are concentrated on Oahu, which means residents of other islands might need to travel for certain procedures. For families with young children, childcare is another significant financial hurdle. Hawaii has some of the highest childcare costs in the country, often ranging from $950 to over $1,700 per month per child. And in some areas, finding an available spot can be a challenge in itself. Living in Hawaii comes with unmatched natural beauty, but also one of the highest costs of living in the United States. So, what kind of job do you need to afford this lifestyle? Hawaii's job market is smaller and more specialized than what you might find in larger mainland states. The economy is heavily reliant on a few key sectors. Tourism and hospitality are the most visible, employing a huge portion of the workforce in hotels, resorts, and restaurants. Behind the scenes, government and the U.S. military are massive, stable employers, providing a wide range of jobs across the islands. Other important industries include healthcare, driven by an aging population, and the need for medical services, as well as construction, education, and retail. It's important to understand that many of the available jobs are in the service sector. A common financial challenge is that salaries in Hawaii are often lower than in major mainland cities, while the cost of living is significantly higher. This gap is a major reason why making ends meet can be so difficult. For many, the rise of remote work has become a game changer, allowing residents to earn mainland-level salaries while living in paradise. So, who are the major employers driving the state's economy? In the private sector, the names are familiar to anyone who has visited. Major resort groups like Hilton Hawaiian Village are huge employers. Hawaiian Airlines, the state's flagship carrier, and Matson, the shipping and logistics giant that brings most goods to the islands, are critical to the state's infrastructure. In finance, Bank of Hawaii is a major institution. In healthcare, providers like Kaiser Permanente employ thousands. However, the largest and most stable employers are public. The state of Hawaii is a massive employer, and the U.S. military has a profound presence. With major installations like Pearl Harbor that employ tens of thousands of service members and civilians, this strong government and military presence provides a level of economic stability. But it also highlights the limited number of large corporate headquarters compared to mainland states. With all this talk of high costs and a unique job market, you might be wondering, is it safe? Let's look at the numbers and the reality of safety in Hawaii. So overall, Hawaii's violent crime rate is around or sometimes slightly above the US average. However, the more common issue residents and tourists face is property crime. Theft, particularly in tourist-heavy areas like Waikiki, is a persistent problem. Cars parked at popular beaches or hiking trailheads are frequent targets for break-ins, but statistics don't always tell the whole story. The perception of safety can feel very different. Many residential neighborhoods, especially on the outer islands, have a strong sense of community, where people look out for one another and feel very safe. Life in a small town on Kauai is a world away from the nightlife of downtown Honolulu. The key is awareness. Like in any major destination, it's important to be mindful of your surroundings, secure your belongings, and stay vigilant, especially in crowded tourist zones. To put it simply, Hawaii is generally safe by US standards, but safety varies by island and neighborhood. Jet. After all the practicalities, let's remember why people are so drawn to this place. What makes living in Hawaii an experience like no other? Here are the top 5 highlights. First, the natural beauty. It's absolutely breathtaking and it's everywhere, from the world-famous beaches and dramatic volcanic landscapes to the lush rainforests and cascading waterfalls. The scenery is a constant source of wonder. Second, the year-round climate. With warm weather all year long, the outdoors isn't just for weekends or summer vacations, it's a part of daily life. You can swim in the ocean in January or have a barbecue in December. Third is the island lifestyle. There's a tangible feeling known as aloha spirit. The pace is slower. Communities are often close-knit, and there's a strong emphasis on family and relationships. Fourth, the endless outdoor activities. If you love being active, this is your playground. Surfing, snorkeling, diving, hiking. Sailing, the opportunities for adventure are limitless and just minutes from your doorstep. And finally, the incredible cultural diversity. Hawaii is a true melting pot, with a rich heritage that blends native Hawaiian, Asian, and mainland American influences. This diversity is reflected in the food, the festivals, and the very fabric of society. So, what's the final verdict on living in Hawaii? It's a land of incredible contrasts. The cost of living is extremely high, presenting a major financial challenge for most people. The job market is stable but limited, and safety varies depending on where you are. But what you get in return is an unmatched lifestyle, surrounded by some of the most stunning natural beauty on Earth. Hawaii offers paradise, but it comes at a price. For those with the right career, the right income, and a deep appreciation for its unique culture and lifestyle, it can absolutely be worth it. Thanks for watching.